Good morning, man. It's Donald, and she's not here this morning, man. She actually had to take off really early. We had a early morning pickup at Dawsonville. We had a lady that had been here for a few days, and what she wanted to do was go to Springer Mountain this morning, but she had a rental car, and there's a rental car agency or an enterprise satellite store in Dawsonville, which is about 40 minutes, man, load time, everything to go from there to Amicalola, but I would call it an hour and a half load time and everything. Maybe a little bit longer, maybe 2 hours load time and everything to get up to Springer safely. And through the traffic, whatever. But she had come here and she went to Amicalola and stuff with a renter car. She went to because she drove over here. And she's been here for a couple of days, so she went to Amicalola and checked it out. And then she went up to Springer and checked that out. Actually, hiked the first mile up to the top of the mountain. So when we drop her off this morning, all she has to do is hop out of the car and start heading north right from the parking lot. Doesn't have to do the southbound 1 mile to the summit of Springer and then spin it around and head north. I don't know if people know that or not, but that is what you have to do. You can't just start from. You have to go south first to go north. And so that all being said, so Mary is not here this morning. She's actually en route to Springer. Actually, she texted me at 5:23 and told me she was en route with our rider. Jordan is actually, he never came home last night. We had a real late night. Jordan had it was around a 10:30ish, 11 o'clock pickup here in Blairsville, a woman needing to go back to Atlanta. And then Jordan once again had a 6 a.m. pickup at Amicalola. And so he just stayed down there and slept in the car, which happens a lot at this time of year. It can happen. There's two parts of the year, man, that are really busy, and it's from basically March to July, and then it kind of thins out for a moment, man. But when mid-August or so, September hits, we once again get clobbered with hikers and people traveling, yada yada yada. And so, Jordan ended up staying down in Atlanta or somewhere down there. I haven't spoken to him this morning yet. I wanted him to get some sleep. He should be actually at Amicalola, which I'm not even going to check because I know he's there. All right. That being said, guys, that's where my other half is. That's where Jordan is, man. And I'm here to tell you guys what's up today. And so the weather, man, it's been iffy. So as we all know, there has been uh, people have been saying, or the weather channels, everyone that has to do with the weather, man, has been talking about the this bad storm that's coming. It has not touched us yet. It's been clear, actually, really nice out. It was 70 degrees yesterday. We're gonna hit 69 degrees today, man. It's 42 degrees this morning as we speak, man. So, well, it was a couple minutes ago, man. I've been writing this for about maybe an hour. And so it was 41 degrees about an hour ago when I started writing this, man. But I would say it's 41, 42 degrees. It's clear out. We're going to be reaching a high of 69 degrees today. There wasn't a lunar eclipse last night with a blood moon, I believe, man. And we weren't sure if we were going to be able to see it, but I believe people saw it. And Mary and I didn't. We had a late night, actually. The phone calls didn't stop till about 9:30, 10. But when Mary got home around 9ish, we cooked some food, man, and ate. And then like it takes a minute to settle all down and get everything done. And while she's cooking, I'm trying to get the phones. And then we have to send off texts to everyone, blah 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 blah, and keeping everyone good. And Jordan's out still on road, so we've got customers, waiting at 11 at night, and that means that we have to kind of be alert. We're alert anyways, but more alert. And so last night, man, we ended it really late, man. So we didn't get a chance to get outside and actually see anything. Um, but that was, I heard it was, or seen some pics even, man, that it was super pretty and amazing. And I wish I could have seen it, but someday I've seen it before, or eclipses or whatever. But I haven't actually. I don't get outside and gaze much anymore, guys. So all right. So next, I want to talk about Blood Mountain, and that's in our higher elevations, and we're up in the 4,000s. We're in 2,000 elevation down here, and that's the weather I just told you. This is lower elevation weather. The regular AccuWeather is where I retrieve that from in other spots, and just seeing what's going on outside. And like I say to people, man, when you're in tune with your body and like Mother Nature and the earth and stuff, man, you just know when it's gonna happen or something. You know what I mean, man? You can hear it, feel it, man, in the air. But uh, Blood Mountain, man, which is above 4,000 feet. Today, we're going to be looking at mostly sunny day, and we're going to hit the highs of 64 up there, man. We're going to get gusts of wind as high as 25 miles per hour, possibly up there, and also down lower here, we're going to get some wind too, man. Some gusts of wind, 5-10 mile per hour winds and stuff, man. So, we did have a huge day yesterday, man. There were a lot of people. There are a lot of people out and about right now, man. So super busy. But tonight up on Blood, guys, we're gonna have a slight chance of rain showers after 5 p.m. Mostly cloudy with a low around 52 degrees Fahrenheit. We're gonna have a south wind, 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 20%, which actually dropped down because the other day when I was reading it, I believe, now don't mark my words on this, I can actually go back and look, but I feel like it was 100% chance of rain like on Friday, and Thursday was supposed to be like 70% chance or some, or 60%. And it's actually gone down, and none of that actually happened. I mean, we did get some rain and some, overcast and spots of rain, but not 100% just like downpour rain like they were predicting. So, but I'm not doubting that it's going to come. It looks like it might be coming Saturday. It says 90 to 100% up there on Blood, man. And it looks like, when I look at the dump for days ahead, man, it looks like it's kind of moving across. Like there's a cold front with some rain and stuff behind it, man. But I'm not sure what's happening yet. It's a toss up. You all know that, man. It does what it's going to do. But it looks like it might start Saturday, tomorrow night, or Sunday, or maybe even like later in the day, like evening tonight, Friday, late into the like early Saturday morning. You know what I mean? Like late Friday night, early Saturday morning. And so we'll see what happens, man. Never know. But yesterday we had a really full day, man. I had Jordan. He was running back and forth from Atlanta. We started him off here at 6 a.m., down to Cleveland, 7 a.m., over to Amicalola, to Springer, back down to Atlanta, Sandy Springs, back to Amicalola, back to Sandy Springs, back to Amicalola, then back down to, I apologize, then back up to Springer. Hold on, I apologize. He was down. He started in Cleveland, went to Amicalola, went to Springer, I believe, went back to Amicalola, and then back to Springer, and then I sent him back down to Atlanta to scoop up a rider that was just calling on a bus, and he was coming in that in a few hours. He was in Charlotte, so whatever it took from Charlotte on the bus down to Atlanta Forsyth Station, 5 hours, whatever. But he needed a ride, man, and so I sent Jordan. The best we could do was 7:30 or 8. So I sent Jordan back down, man, to grab him. Got him back up here about 10:30 or 11 to Amicalola, and then we had a lady that needed to go back that we picked up 4 or 5 days ago and brought up here. She's actually a civilian, but she needed to go back last night, and she had to go, and so I had Jordan come back up here around 11:30, pick her up, or 10:30 or 11, and pick her up, and then or 11:30. I can't remember. I apologize on my timing, but it was a long day, and so anyways, he headed back down to Atlanta and he stayed there, and then this morning he should be picking up a rider right now, and getting them up to Woody Gap. And Mary is, of course, getting our 530 up to Springer. So that was part of our day yesterday, our last night's events, man. Yesterday we took a car in, man, to get new tires and an alignment and some other things done, man. And we discovered that one of these shocks or the struts on the front side was bent, and it was causing wear and tear, premature wear and tear on the front tires, and that is why those front tires were tore up so bad. And it was something that you really didn't notice. And I don't drive this car at all, man, so I don't even really go out, and I just send it to the garage when it, and just work on it. When the garage tells me what it needs, work on it, fix it, replace it, get it done. And so that's what I'm doing. Like every couple of weeks, we just take it in, and if it needs stuff, we get it done. Well, we discovered the shock was bent, and or the strut was bent, and so it was causing the premature wear and tear. Now the thing is, man, it was a very small bend, but it was enough to screw everything up, but you couldn't feel it. You know what I mean, man? Like I've driven the car, I just don't drive it every day, and so, but. What I'm trying to say, man, is it wasn't noticeable, man. But when we got it into the shop and we got it, the alignment, the full wheel alignment, when they started to work on that, they discovered the bent shock. And that is when we went ahead and said, well, I guess we got to replace the shocks now. So we're replacing the two front shocks next week when we can get it in there again. And she'll be ready. Well, it's not ready, but one step closer to our build being to spec, man. And it's really exciting, actually. I haven't done this in a long time, man. So I enjoy doing this type of stuff, like, buying this vehicle and putting all this cash into it and just building it to spec and knowing that I built this car. I know what it's going to do. I know what I need it to do, and it's going to do what I need to do. And all I have to do is adjust all the parts and everything, man, to what we need it for. And that car, man, will run forever. And when it breaks, I'll just replace it. I'll just keep replacing stuff. It's a perfect shell. And that is the way I think that this game should be played. It's not a game, but it's the smartest thing to do is to build your vehicle and just keep building it. Don't buy brand new out here. I've already gone that route, man. I've spent 300, 400,000 on cars out here, brand new cars, and just destroyed them. And the problem with them is when they break, they cost a lot of money because there's a lot of electronics to them, man. I mean, you get in an accident, with all the sensors and stuff on the cars, man, it's just thousands of dollars to replace. You're not just replacing a bumper. You're replacing all the sensors and having them recalibrated, and the whole car and computer system has to be hooked up to, if you get a Toyota, it needs to be hooked up to a Toyota machine. And if it's a BMW, it needs to be hooked up to a BMW tech machine. And the tech needs to look at it, or it's not going to run right. So everything needs to be programmed today. You can't just toss a battery in a car anymore and flick the key 3 times and leave it running for 10 minutes, and the ECU resets itself and records and memorizes it. And that's what older cars did. Today's cars, you actually get like updates from satellites and from wherever, man, the signals are being sent from whatever car you have, Nissan, BMW, Toyota, whatever it is, Land Rover, Mercedes, I don't care what it is. You're getting signals, and your car's being updated and programmed, and it can screw the whole shifting system up. Like Yoda's had an issue, and it was called the mooing issue, and only the Adventures, this was in the 5th gens, the Adventures and the Limiteds had torque vectoring all-wheel drive system, which we had in our Limited. And so we bought a 5th gen Limited with 8 miles in 2019. That was our first brand new car out here. But what I'm trying to say, man, is that torque vectoring system and all the electronics and everything, man, all that stuff just costs so much to keep up to date and to fix, and it needs to be hooked to that machine, man. And you can't just go in and put a battery in anymore and it goes, you need to program it. It costs $800 to put in certain BMWs, $800, man, to put a battery in my car at 60,000 miles, because it's always running, man. It's all those electronics are just draining the battery all the time because it's always talking and signals. And then they're watching you, man. They're spotting you on these cars, man. They're all GPS tracked, everything. I mean, our car knew everything about us, man, and I don't like that. A car shouldn't know that much, and it shouldn't be able to listen in on your conversations, man. People shouldn't be able to listen in over that stuff is crazy, man, today. And we wanted to step away from it. I wanted to get into what I can control, build, and work on myself, and that doesn't cost $5,000 every time my car goes down the shop. Or it was just a draining. When you buy new cars out here, it's draining. And so we bought the Subaru, and we found out yesterday that whoever owned it before, they really did not take care of this car. But we are working on it, and every time we work on it, we find something new wrong with it, and we just replace it. And yesterday we found out there was a vent strut. So 2 new struts are going on the front, and when we have some time, we'll do the backs. So good times out here, man. That's what part of the day was taken up with yesterday, with Mary and I, with the vehicles. So we're kind of like one card for a while, man. And then I had to pass stuff off to Brad and stuff, because I had Jordan just loaded down until, like I said, he probably didn't get done till 1:32 a.m., man, and back up at 6 a.m. He probably didn't even. I'm sure he got some sleep, man, hopefully, dude. But I'm going to pull him off road around 3 o'clock today, 4 o'clock, and he's going to come back and rest. I don't think we don't push like that. We used to push and push and push and push, and sometimes these guys would sleep in their car for 3 days, man. We don't do that anymore. It's not healthy. It's not healthy for any of us. It's not a healthy work ethic, so we don't do it. All right, and so the shop is going awesome, guys, man. I have Sly down there. He was down there for his first time yesterday. He did his first pickup. Sly is not a shuttle driver out here. What Sly is a shop sitter, and he's going to help us with some rides going from town and up and down. And so Sly had his first great day yesterday, man, and we were super happy to have him here. He's a good dude, man. We've known him for years, man. We met him in 16 on our hike northbound, and we've just been friends ever since. So we're lucky to have him at the store, man. And yesterday was his first day down there. We're going to be having 4-hour blocks at the store. So from 6 a.m. in the morning to like 10 a.m. in the morning, we'll have the shop open. That's the busy time. And then like from 10 a.m. to 2 to 3 p.m., the shop will be closed. You can still get a hold of us and stuff. We'll still be around, but it's going to be shut down. And then at around that 2 to 3 p.m., we'll open back up to like 6 or 7. And then when everything dies down, we'll come back home and sleep and eat and of course, get up and repeat again. But that's how the shop is going to work this year. And so as we move forward with it and figure out how to work it, we'll change stuff. But for right now, man, that's what we have going on. It is open, guys. So if you're down in town, come on, man, stop on in. And it's 94 Town Square, Suite E, and it's in the Seasons Inn Plaza. Chris and Colleen own the Seasons Inn, and they are hikers, and they love hikers. And Papa's man, this is just a great place to be. So that's where we're at, though. 94 Town Square, Suite E, and you can't miss this, man. It's the place with the dancing Baron. It says it's a journey, my friends, not the destination. You can't miss it, man. It's got a mountain scene on front, man, and the Grateful Hiker, the skeleton jumping out of the mountain scene in the window, and so you can't miss it, man. But come on by, man, and visit. We welcome everyone. And so, so that's going well, man. Super happy about that. Okay, let's see what else we have going on. Okay, and so after Mary's shop, after she went to the garage yesterday, she ended up picking up two guys, man. They actually called me yesterday, and they were out here and they're hiking, and they do in and outs. So they hike, 10 miles out, and then they hike 10 miles back to their car. Well, they didn't know about shuttle services, and they called, and I answered the phone, and they're like, "Are you a shuttle service?" And they started to ask, like, some questions, and they're like, "We didn't know you guys existed, man." And so they asked some questions, and we answered, and they were like, "Well, we're gonna see what we're gonna do and stuff, man." And they wanted to hike further than what they were gonna do. They're gonna go do a Cooper to Woody, and they wanted to go further, and they didn't know about all the spots you can get off at. And so before I got off the phone with them, I gave them a little bit more information and told them what we could do for them and what we had to offer and what they could actually do that's not even far out that we know they can do and push further. And so in other spots we can pick you up at. And so they actually used our advice, and they called us back a couple minutes later and scheduled. And so Mary's first ride out of the garage were those two cats, man, going back to Cooper Gap. So she got to use her tires over there on Cooper Gap Road, and it was rough. That's a pretty rough Gaddisstown going up to the Gap right there. It's not much. It's like 2 miles, maybe a mile and a half. But that dirt road is tore up right now, man. So it was. She had a good time with it, man. And having those new tires on there, man, those diggers, bro, over those old all seasons, man, is a big difference. Definitely, dude, you can tell the difference, man. And I know because I've been doing it for years. I don't even need to drive the car with them on. I already know, man, because I've already had them, dude. Those Falcon Wild Peaks are. I enjoy them. I think they're a great tire. But super excited, man. Mary's first ride out there. We hooked those guys up, man. So they now know that they have someone to call, so they don't have to do that. They can push further. They can do more miles instead of doing as far as they can, and then having to turn around and use that extra energy to walk back to their vehicle. Now they can use that energy to push forward and do more miles and break off more sections. And so that really made their day. And then after our friend Brant up at Mountain Crossings needed a ride down to town, and so we're only a couple miles away. We go up and hook him up, man, and he pays us. We don't want his money or anything, but he'll throw 20-30 bucks at us, man. But we give him a ride to town, and we grab stuff that we need to, man. And so it's a big friendly family type deal, man. And so we scooted over there and scooped him up, man. Got him down to town, man. Scooped up some stuff, and Mary finally made it back here around 9 p.m. or 8:30, 9 p.m. Sly got back here around 7 after the shop, man, and everyone did their thing. We got food ready, man, and broke down for the evening, and then back up again, man. About 3:30, 4 a.m. Ringer going. Actually, a little bit early because Mary. It's about an hour and a half down Dawsonville, man, where the first pickup is from her house. So, and at 5:30, so she would have to live here at 4 a.m. So probably about 3 a.m. that ringer went off, or the buzzer or the alarm. So, anyways, all right, guys. I think that's about it. It's really nice out here right now. There's a lot of stuff going on. Just come on out and hike, man. I don't have really much else to say today, man. I just want everyone to have a great experience out here, and I really hope that our videos are helping people. I really do, man. I'm not doing this to try to hurt anyone at all. I'm doing this to help everyone. And so if I just want it helps us too. And so it helps everyone to be on the same page, man, or the same level, man, and understand that, what's going on out here, instead of like getting these bits and pieces of stories that don't really show what's up out here and keep people unprepared. And so I am hoping that these the news, the weather, water, and trail chatter, and what we do during the day helps inform people on what's really happening out here. And when you're in the rooms, and I see a lot of people asking questions, and a lot of people try to explain it, and to see that in your head from 100 different people's perception of what they saw of the same thing that this person's asking a question about, instead of actually trying to picture it and just getting this big old vision, you can actually see it because we do videos and show it, man. And so I am hoping those videos are helping people, understand how the airport works, or REI, or the North Springs MARTA station, or just how the shuttles work, and that not everyone just goes to North Springs, or you don't have to go to North Springs, and that there are people out here that are. I don't know why they complicate things. They're trying to complicate it to keep people from keeping it simple, I guess. They want you to depend on them. We don't we don't need that. I'm not trying to get you to depend on us. We get enough calls. We've been here forever. And so what I'm trying to do now, man, is trying to make it easier for all the businesses, and Mary and I, and just for everyone, the hikers, all the communities, to understand what is really going on out here. And this is how it really works. And so that's all we're trying to do, man. That all being said, man, if anyone needs anything at all, I am here. Sline's going to be at the shop. We're on road today, man. There's no garage today until next Wednesday. We'll keep everyone up to date, man. But if anyone needs anything at all, give us a jingle. All right, guys. One love, man. Peace.